Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I don't usually film over here because the lighting is just not as good because it's far away from my windows, but we're trying it today because I feel like it matches my vibe better. So we're sitting over here to film today. Here's the dealio. I got really sick last week. If you watched my last vlog, you know that I was ill. And so the video that was supposed to go up this weekend is not going up. All of that said, we are doing a BuzzFeed book quiz recommendation. I'm just reading one book in this video, but this is the quiz we're taking. Reveal 6 things about yourself and get a perfect book recommendation. Obviously, I'm hoping that it recommends me a book on my shelves that I already have, that I haven't read, but I am not opposed to going to Libby or maybe even Amazon and getting like a Kindle copy if it seems good. I really don't want to do that though, so we'll just have to see. Okay, question 1, select your zodiac sign. I am a Taurus. My birthday's in April. It's coming right up. I'm pretty excited for it. Which of these bookshelves speaks to you? None of them. I especially hate that tree one. That is so ugly. I'm just gonna pick the one that has the black bookshelves because obviously I have black bookshelves as well. Choose a place on the internet to frequent. Probably let's go YouTube because I am just not a big social media girly. Pick one of these animals. I am wounded that there is no cat, but I guess we're going for like kind of unique animals. So I'm gonna pick the red panda because I think that they're really cute. I feel like they're also kind of like a little cat. Pick something you love about fall. Probably sweaters? I don't know. I don't really like pumpkin. Apple cider I feel like you can drink anytime. I'm not a big fan of Halloween. I don't hate summer. So we'll go with sweater weather. Why is it not letting me pick that? And pick a color. Pink, obviously. Oh my gosh, I have this book and I haven't read it yet. This is so exciting. I have a like special signed edition of this. Let me get it for you. Okay, this is so crazy because this is the only book with sprayed edges that I have. This is so crazy. I can't believe that this is my pick. I don't really care that much about sprayed edges. Like, I think they're beautiful, but ultimately, it's gonna be the same content in the book, whether the edges are pink or not, but it's signed, and I believe I have like a letter in here from the author. Yes, and there's a letter from the author. One of the book boxes does like Christmas specials where they sell if they have like extra copies that didn't sell in the boxes, like in the month that the book went out, they like sell them at Christmas time for like regular price. So I got this for like 17 bucks, I'm pretty sure. Ashley Poston, I feel like no one knows how to say her name, is the author of The 7-Year Slip, which everyone is loving right now. I'm probably not gonna read it just because like I don't care that much. And I think she also has a new book coming out. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now. Let's go ahead and get this video started. I'm gonna stop this intro now. Bye. I have tried to film this clip probably at least 15 times now, and I am having such a hard time talking about this. I've read 30 pages, but I figured since this is the only book I'm reading in this video that it's appropriate for me to talk to you and update you more than I would in a normal video. It's honestly just feeling a little info dumpy to me, which is not the best way to start a book. So rather than try to tell you about the plot, because I've tried to do that a couple of times now and I honestly can't, I'm just gonna hit the main point, which is that when Karis was little, she went into the wood with the prince and the princess, who were her best friends at the time. The princess is still her best friend, but unfortunately, the prince was killed by one of the monsters in the wood, and so was Karis's mother. Karis was touched by the magic of the wood, and now she has some magic of her own, which no normal people in the village do. Usually it's only the royalty of the village that has magic. So she's keeping that a secret from everybody, and it's kind of a cursed magic instead of a non-cursed magic. I don't know how to explain this. So far, the writing is like not my favorite. There are a lot of really long descriptions of various landscapes and scenes, which I think if used in a sparing way can be really impactful, but I feel like the descriptions in here are almost taking me out of the story because there are so many of them. So far I'm like not super into this, But we haven't even really gotten to the actual events of the story because we've just been getting an info dump on the history of the kingdom, Karis's history and past, the cursed wood. Like, I feel like we could have been a little bit more laid back in the beginning of this book, and we could have learned these things like as the story progressed. But instead, we just get all of that thrown at us within the first 30 pages, which is honestly kind of insane to me. So, I mean, I'm hoping that I'm gonna end up really liking this, but as of right now, I'm kind of being put off by the way that this is set up so far. In other news, I am ill again. If you watched my vlog, I think that went up last weekend, I had a cold, I was not doing well, but now I have a kidney infection in both of my kidneys, which is apparently really common after this new strain of COVID. Like, it causes your kidneys to get infected. I don't know, it's super weird. So anyway, basically my back hurts so bad. It wraps around into my hips, it goes down my legs. Like, I am in so much pain, and taking pain meds doesn't really do anything for me because it's the infection that's causing the pain, not the muscles themselves. Like, it's not like I threw out my back. It feels like I did, but it's actually just the infection in my kidneys that's making everything hurt. So pain meds are not really effective. So I'm taking an antibiotic, obviously, but I just started it yesterday. So I guess that this is a great day for me to film this video because I really can't move very much. I just am gonna sit and read this. Even sitting is uncomfortable though. Like, no matter what position I'm in, I just don't feel good. Hey loves, as promised, I'm like 150 pages of the way through. I have lost the dust jacket somewhere throughout this afternoon. I just looked for it and couldn't find it, so it will appear eventually. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that the first like 100 pages-ish, maybe a little less than that, just felt so rushed, info dumpy, and kind of disjointed. Like, I almost felt like the author didn't want to finish the scenes. There would be an idea introduced or something happening, and then instead of spending like more than a couple pages explaining the situation and what was going on, all of these events kind of leading up to the wood encroaching on the palace were kind of just brushed past. It really just felt like she was like writing stuff just to write stuff before things went wrong because she didn't want things to go wrong immediately, if that makes sense. And I like want to love this so bad, but those first 100 pages just did not feel super finished to me. But now that I am at the like 150 page mark and the adventure in the forest has started and we've met like the bear that's gonna go on this adventure with them, her and the fox have gone into the forest, I should specify, and they find this bear in the forest and there's like monsters hunting them down, and they've decided that they're going to find the city in the forest that the magical Lady of the Wood is from originally, to see if she can help them with the curse that has now descended upon the village. Now that that has happened, everything is flowing so much better. We also have started getting chapters from the fox's point of view, which I think again is like really saving this book for me. I don't want to spoil anything, but I feel like this isn't really spoilers because we know in the synopsis that like the coronation goes wrong and the monsters of the forest gain access into the city. Like, that's the driving force behind the story. It's in the synopsis. So basically she goes to Anowyn's coronation. Obviously they're bestie girlies, and Anowyn's about to get the crown put on her head when someone in the crowd like says something about how the crown was not a gift, it was stolen. Is the legend of the crown not really true? Which I'm sure it's not. The forest causes this seed-like rain to fall over the kingdom, and the seeds like embed themselves in the people's skins and turn them into monsters of the forest. Karis herself already has the forest magic in her, right? So she is not affected by this kind of horrid rainfall that's happening. So she's able to grab the crown that all the monsters seem to want for unknown reasons. And she runs into the woods. Hi friends, it's been a couple days since we last talked. It's honestly been a couple days since I've read literally anything at all whatsoever. Feeling better now, so that's a win. And so I read to page 200 in this today. Here's the deal. I'm still feeling like everything is just kind of being rushed through. Like, I feel like I'm not getting full scenes or full descriptions at any point in time. It did get better when they got into the forest once their adventure really kicked off, but now they're already out of the forest. Like, they've made it to their next destination in their adventure. Like, the title and the pitch makes it seem like they're gonna be in the forest the whole gosh dang time. Like, they're gonna be in the forest for the book, but they were only in the forest for like 75 pages. So I don't know. I just feel like this book feels rushed, and I don't love that for me. That's really all I have to say about the book, but I did want to talk about this soda for a second, this poppy soda, which I'm sure you've seen everywhere because they've been advertising it like crazy. It has prebiotics in it, and since I'm taking antibiotics, you're supposed to take prebiotics to feel not sick, so I'm drinking my soda and I'm having a fine time. However, I will say this pack that I got has the root beer flavor. This is like a Dr. Pepper kind of like cherry Coke type of flavor, and then there's grape, and I really don't like the grape ones, and I also don't really like the root beer ones. So I'm just wondering, like, I know that they have like that more summery fruity flavor pack that has like strawberry and lemon and some other stuff in it. I'm just wondering, is it worth it? If any of you have had this and you've had the fruity ones, are they good? Are they better than these ones? Because these are low-key expensive, and I don't want to buy the fruity ones if they're going to be like about the same as this. So let me know if you've tried these, what the word on the street is for which ones are the tastiest, okay? Hi friends, I finished Among the Beasts of Briars, and I'm like so sad because I just didn't really like this as much as I thought I was going to. I'm giving this 3 stars, which breaks my heart because I wanted to like this so bad. Earlier, I didn't show you the art on the dust jacket, but there's this really beautiful spread. Yeah. So it just makes it worse because I have such a gorgeous edition of this book, and the pitch made it seem like it was something that I was really gonna love, but it just didn't feel fully finished. The editing seemed incomplete. The scenes, like I said, seemed incomplete. There were certain scenes in the book, well, we've talked extensively about this, but there are certain scenes in the book that I felt like were just brushed through too quickly, and we were moving along to other things too fast. And then there were other scenes that I was like, why are we spending so much time doing this? I also found the romance that's kind of developing between Fox and Karis to be like cringy. Just the way that their like inner monologue would talk about the other person was like, ugh. I didn't like it. I did not like that at all. And like I said, Fox's narrative was significantly better than Karis's, so I think that this book could have maybe benefited from only being told from Fox's point of view. Like Karis, I mean, I understand why she had to be in there as a perspective, but her narrative was nowhere near as strong as Fox's. Having completed this, I also just feel a little bit confused on the pitch of the book. This is going to be spoilers for probably the rest of this clip until I put the book down to give you the outro. So if you don't want to be spoiled, click away now, okay? But basically, the whole reason for the book, the whole reason for the curse in the wood and all of the monsters in the wood and like the imbalance and the magic, like the whole reason for that was because the king who originally made the bargain with the Lady of the Woods captured her in his crown. But this is where it doesn't make sense, because there was no problems with the woods. Like, it was just a happy little wood with magical creatures in it before the guy did this. But the whole reason that he did this was to protect his people from the wood. But there was nothing to protect his people from the wood when the lady was not in the crown. I don't even know how he like captured her in the crown. I don't really understand that logic. And also there's literally no point for the book, because why would he take the crown to protect them from the curse if there was no curse until he made the crown. Does that make sense? So basically the end of the book is them like freeing the Lady of the Wild from the crown, and then everything's perfectly fine and there are no more monsters. But again, there weren't monsters before the crown either, so there was no point to make the crown. The king already had magic. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand any of the reasoning behind the events in this book. And I already talked about this in the last clip that we were chatting about the book, but they're not even spending time in the woods. There's like maybe 75 pages of them adventuring through the woods, and then the rest of their time is split between Bjorn and, don't tell me. Oh, and Eloria, the Village of the Valley is where they live. So I don't know. I just felt like the whole thing, the premise, like didn't really make sense with the conclusion. And then obviously every single person gets a happy ending, which I don't love in fantasy ever, but especially not in young adult fantasy. So I'm just so sad because this was set up to be like a perfect book for me, and it really flopped in the execution. So I guess the question of the video is, can BuzzFeed recommend me a good book? And I would say the definitive answer is no, except this book was already on my TBR. Like, it was something that I had already had on my shelves for like 2 years, and it was something that I thought I was gonna truly love. So I don't think BuzzFeed is really at fault here, nor do I think that I'm really at fault here, because the pitch made it seem like it was gonna be my perfect book, but it was not. So I think what we can really learn is that we should not put high expectations on books just because they have pretty covers. That said, I am filming a video right now where I judge books by their covers, so look for that in the next couple weeks. And now the video is over, so thanks so much for hanging out with me, for spending time with me. I hope you enjoyed this vlog and you take my criticisms to heart, because it seems like I am amongst the masses with this opinion that this book just didn't give you the level of connection that most people are desiring as they pick this up. So I'll see you soon with another video. Thanks for watching, and bye.